It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. And now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? Showtime! Geno Jones Showtime. Live. Yes, we are live. So normally Monday through Friday, those are my days, 5 days a week. Programming note, no live show on Wednesday. Tomorrow, if you're watching me live, the best of the Geno Jones Show will be here at 7:30. It'll be here, as a matter of fact, 24/7. But we are here live and in living color today. Yes, we are. I'm excited. I'm always excited. Big shout out to everybody. Like, share, and subscribe. Continue to spread the news. Spread the word. Start spreading the news. Sound like a New Yorker, right? The Knicks and San Antonio, the NBA Finals. That's going to be on Wednesday night. I digress. I'm not emotionally involved. But like, share, and subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. Yes, like, share, and subscribe, all right? So, by the way, the show is interactive. What does that mean, the show is interactive? It means if you are watching me live right now, if you got a question, you got a comment, you want me to shout you out, shout out to my Geminis. Geminis, stand up. It is your time to shine. Happy birthday today. R&B star Leela James is celebrating a birthday. I believe she is 43 today. And is it, I think, Wayne Brady? Yeah, Wayne Brady. Is it The Price is Right? Or Wayne Brady is 54 today. So shout out to all my Geminis that are celebrating a birthday today. All right, I got to guess. This week is Meet the Candidates Week here on the Geno Jones Show. So here in South Carolina, early voting started last Tuesday, and it's going on. So it's over today. So we have early voting Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week, 8:30 a.m. until 5 p.m. There are locations here. If you live in South Carolina, type in scvotes. I think scvotes.com. scvotes.com. And then I type in your zip code, and it will tell you the early voting locations, which is weird. No early voting on Saturday and Sunday. That's intentional. That's a form of voter suppression. But see, when you mess around, when you F around, you find out. See, you messed around, you effed around, and you were basically trying to basically steal black voting power, the power of the black voters in South Carolina. So you pissed them off. So they've showed up in numbers like never before. I mean, like really showed up, like they was going to the Essence Festival or something. And I predicted it. I said, are you going to mess around? You going to F around, find out? If you'd have left well enough alone, some of the black folks, just like a lot of other folks, unfortunately, the largest voting bloc in America is the couch. I don't vote. That's the largest voting group. But see, you pissed off the I don't vote, you turned to I don't vote, and you got folks up off the couch or wherever they were in the basement playing video games or whatever. You pissed these folks us off in general. And now we can change the trajectory, and we can make history here in South Carolina. All right. As a matter of fact, there's a woman that's running. I had the honor to meet her several months ago. Shout out to Beth Young, who is very involved in politics here in the state of South Carolina, and I had a chance to meet my soon-to-be guest through Beth Young. So shout out to Beth. Her name is Mayra. Mayra Rivera Vazquez. She will be my guest very soon. She is running to represent the United States Congressional District 1 in South Carolina. Actually, I used to live in District 1. And you had a guy named Joe Cunningham was there when President Obama was in office. He was one term, and then crazy-ass Nancy Mace. She was the representative. She was the U.S. rep, House rep. She was a congressperson in that district. So yeah, because they changed the boundaries. They kind of redrew the lines, redistricting. They kind of redrew the lines. So anyway, you'll get a chance to meet Miss Rivera Vazquez, you'll get her origin story, and she'll give you her why and what she plans to do, and what the voters have told her that they want her to do when she goes to Washington as a member of Congress. So shout out to Miss Vazquez. Can't wait to talk to her. But first, let me talk to some folks, because I've been seeing a lot on social media, a lot in the news about Drake. Look, all right, I don't hate Drake. I know he effed around and found out messing with Kendrick Lamar, which was unnecessary, but that was a couple summers ago. They not like us, A minor. So anyway, Drake has had an incredible amount of success in terms of the charts, Billboard charts and all that. And some are trying to compare Drake to Michael Jackson. I know, as foolish as that sounds. Because Drake, congratulations to him. Drake's latest single, his most recent hit song called Janet's STFU, Shut Up. And a lot of people say that about Drake. You need to shut up. So that his most recent hit, Janice, I don't know who Janice is. Maybe it's an ex. It broke a record. It became, as a matter of fact, Michael Jackson had a record of the most #1 hits by a male solo artist all time. It was 13. Drake now has 14 #1 hits as a male solo artist, even though a lot of these hits are collaborations and he's on other folks' songs. It's a whole nother story. So he just broke this record by Michael Jackson. Don't get it twisted, y'all. Stop comparing Drake to Michael Jackson. Stop comparing anybody to Michael, okay? Just stop. Or, like Drake's song says, his hit, shut up. STFU. Just stop doing it. There's no comparison. Michael is a one in a millennia, one in 1,000 years. We were blessed to be able to see Michael Jackson in our lifetimes, most of us, unless you maybe if you're like under 20 or something, you may have missed it, under 15. But yeah, so just stop comparing Drake or anybody else to Michael. Just don't do it. Now, I need to make a hard pivot before I bring my guest on. Something very tragic happened here. The real tragedy happened about 3 years ago. So it was a 14-year-old black teenager named Cyrus Carmack Belton. Cyrus, say his name. Cyrus Carmack Belton. About 3 years ago, went to like a little convenience store. It was owned by an Asian man. I don't know, because Asian could be Korean, Chinese, Japanese. I don't know what specific, Asian, ethnicity this man was. That's kind of irrelevant though. But I need to put this in context. So apparently Cyrus went into the convenience store. The owner and the owner's son accused his kid of stealing water bottles that he did not steal. And so I guess, they're harassing this kid. The kid leaves, he's running away. And the owner, a guy named Shike Rick, he shot and killed Cyrus Carmack Belton. Shot him in the back as the kid was running away. On Monday, a jury let this killer off. He was able to kill. He was found not guilty of murder, even though on video you had video camera evidence that showed Cyrus Carmack Belton was running away. And the defense, which ironically, so this Asian man had a black man as his defense attorney. It's a whole lot I can say about that. Just a whole, all skin folk ain't kinfolk and all money ain't good money. There's a lot that's being said on social media. I don't know this attorney. I do know he's black, and I knew he took this case and he defended this person. Yes, people have a right to hire a lawyer, but all money ain't good money. And this attorney saw the same videotape evidence. He saw the surveillance camera, and he saw this kid was running away. And this store owner, this Asian store owner, accused this kid of something he hadn't done. And then, so the defense tried to claim, well, the store owner thought that the kid was going to shoot his son because they lied and said that he pulled a gun on the son, but all the videotape evidence showed that, no, the kid didn't pull a gun on anybody. I believe he had a gun in his backpack, but it fell out. He's running away. Kind of like what happened here in Charleston, South Carolina. If this happened in Columbia, state capital, about an hour and a half from where I am now, Walter Scott running away, shot in the back. The police officer, but he got caught on video, lied, put a taser near the guy, said that Walter Scott tried to tase him. So I just needed to talk about this. I'm going to go into it more because I do have my guest. But once again, this is an example of the lives of black people, especially young black people, specifically young black men and young black women, this country does not value black people, period, full stop, especially this climate we're in now. And how it views our black youth as disposable is inexcusable. Now, this convenience store is closed. I saw a picture yesterday. They got like yellow tape around it and it's closed. I got a whole lot more to say, but I'm going to save it for Thursday, actually. But all money ain't good money. And all skinfolk ain't kinfolk. And I lift up the prayers of Cyrus Carmack Belton. And for any convenience store owner, whatever your background is, Asian or from Pakistan or India or white or black, because all races it was made up and created to divide people. It's called, social scientists call it a construct. It's a con. It's really a con game. But to shoot a person with no weapon in their hand, a kid that's running away from you, that's worse than a coward. But I got a lot more to say about that on Thursday. So I want to bring on my guest. It is, and as a matter of fact, today, it's election day, a big primary day in California, in New Jersey, in Iowa, and some other states. And our primary election day is a week from today. But we are in early voting season now. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, in case you missed it. Oh, by the way, if you have any question for my guest, she's about to come on camera, feel free to, I need to click something that I didn't click on earlier. Guys, let me apologize. I just need to do that. There we go. So if you have any question for my guest, please, you see what it says, what says chat room, live chat, jump in there and type a question, ladies and gentlemen. So my guest, she is running to represent District 1 in the United States House of Representatives. She wants to be your congressperson if you live in District 1 here in South Carolina. It's part of Charleston County, I think Charleston, Berkeley County. We got Charleston, maybe Mount Pleasant, going toward Myrtle Beach, but she's going to tell us all the areas that encompass District 1 for the United States House of Representatives. Welcome, this beautiful smiling face, my dear friend, Mayra Rivera Vazquez. Welcome to the show. Hello, Mayra.
Hello, Geno. Hello. Thank you so much. Finally, we could speak together in your show. We've been trying to connect and we didn't have the opportunity. So more than honored and thank you for this opportunity.
Well, thank you, Mayra. We met, I mentioned earlier, through a friend of ours. Shout out to Beth Young. It was an event. As a matter of fact, speaking of Congress, So he will be one of your colleagues once we send you to Washington. Representative Jonathan Jackson, who's actually the congressman for my mother. She lives in this district in Chicago, the Bronzeville neighborhood of Chicago. So I guess let me start. I'm going to go forward and go backwards. So what part of South Carolina, because I used to live in Mount Pleasant, and that was District 1. I think it still is. But what specific parts of South Carolina encompass
Well, the
District 1?
District 1 includes 6 counties.
Okay.
Not all of them are the complete county on the district. I live in Beaufort County. I'm in the south side of the district, close going to Savannah. So all Beaufort is part of the district. Mostly all Berkeley and mostly all Dorchester are part of the district. We have in Jasper County that just only have 2 precincts, and Colleton only has 2 precincts, and then Charleston, except downtown, some part of downtown Charleston, but includes all the islands, and then the rural area like Arundel, McClellanville, going to the border to Georgetown, and it's a really spread district, cover the whole coast. So it's a beautiful district. It's the most beautiful area that you could say in South Carolina.
So great. So Mayra, if you don't mind, give us your origin story, and then give us, if you don't mind, your why you want to represent District 1. But first, start off
Well,
with.
thank you.
Just give us your
Thank
origin
you so
story.
much. Well, my name is Mayra Rivera Vazquez. I live as I mentioned, in Beaufort County for the past 13 years. I'm a mom, a veteran's wife. I'm a parent of a nonverbal autistic young adult. And I decided to run because I think that people are really tired of these Nancy Mace and Donald Trump chaos, division, and performative politics. I think people are looking for a representative that truly listen to the people, that understand the struggles, and that fight to find solutions to the quality of life. I wasn't born in privilege. I'm coming from a low-income, middle-class family. I was born and raised in Puerto Rico. I've been living here in the district for the past 13 years. My parents taught me the values of hard work, of faith, and community. So I've been a public servant for 20 years. I bring the experience of an economist, a lawyer, and I have a master in foreign trade. So I could gonna put all that experience to turn policy into real results for the district. So I've been a community activist, like you, working on the community, listen to the people for all my life. So that's how I love my district. That's how I know my district, and all the potential that it has, but also all the challenges that we still having, that because of the lack of real representation in Congress, has not been addressed yet.
So Mayra, you talking about being a community activist. I know I've watched the way you move, so I know you definitely have been doing work out in the community for a while now. So, and you talked about your potential constituents. I'm curious to know because a lot of times I learned there's a difference between politicians and public servants. And technically, politicians, they are public servants. Their job is to serve the public.
Yeah, that's the job.
Yeah,
They're supposed to be public servants.
But all of them don't.
No.
I've learned there's a difference. You definitely have a servant leader spirit. So I want to know what had all the people that you spoke to traveling through District 1, what have they told you that they want you to do if they send you to Congress in Washington, D.C.?
But there's been a constant issue that is the cost of living. Now they quote that on affordability, but it's really the cost of living. People are working hard, they're doing the right thing, you know, but right now, even working hard no longer guarantees you stability. The cost of housing, groceries, the gas, daycare, healthcare is no longer helping. And especially this district that is kind of a young district. We having a lot of younger families trying to raise families, to drive, be professionals, and it's really hard because someone has to stay home because paying for daycare is more expensive than paying rent or paying a student loan. So someone has to stay home because and then they don't have enough money to do so.
Yeah.
And if we add, infrastructure, transportation, and I seen, being public servant and working for towns and cities all my life. The United States doesn't have a problem with the resources. We have enough resources here. Is that the distribution and allocation of those resources is wrong. Instead of invest more in families, instead of invest more in education, and not as a government giveaway, just as a workforce investment, we could improve and the quality of life of everybody here, especially for rural areas, minorities like you and me, that we always been trying, working hard, making the contribution to society, trying to be doing the right way, but still we're still behind.
Right. And it's funny, Myra, and I listened to you were talking about how this country projects and views us as a minority, which to me is laughable because if people understand not just social science but just the actual math, the majority of the population on Earth are people of color. So we're really we're really the global majority. And but I mention that because I want to make a segue. We're living in a climate this rooted in division and bigotry and racism and all type of anti-immigrant, Latino, Hispanic, definitely anti-black, misogynist, sexist energy this emanating from Washington, D.C. And those same forces, they have worked hard and they've been successful to some level, pitting Black Americans against our Latino brothers and sisters, Afro-Latino brothers and sisters, and a lot of times you'll kind of see the divisions on social media. I'm sure you've had to address that. So and what do you say to that? Because if we really completely understood our history, we would know the not just the synergy, but the coalition and the bonds between Black Americans and our Latino American brothers and sisters, be it our brothers and sisters in Puerto Rico or even in Mexico, which a lot of people don't realize. Next, Brazil received the largest number of enslaved Africans. The country that was number 2 on that list was not America; it was actually Mexico. So, but the whole social construct, as scientists call it, of race was created to divide people. So a small handful of people could control all the power, the social, economic, and political power. But how are you speaking to those divisions and doubt and suspicion, cynicism? There are a lot of Black Americans that felt somewhat betrayed, of course, by the MAGA whites that voted, but some of the Latino brothers and sisters, more so the men and women, with the division. How do you speak to that climate that we're living in now?
Well, it's a really good question, and it's something that going to different places here in the district, especially rural areas and my county, Berkeley, other areas. I think that we have so much in common, but I think we never. We need to bring us the opportunity to sit together and fight together. And that's my message to them. I think that we have so much power uh, that if we coalesce as a one group, we could control everything because we super powerful. And there's so many things that connect us, especially, I'm from Puerto Rico. My father is Afro Latino. um and there's so many things that we share in terms of custom, food, music,
Mhm.
beliefs. And I know that is an issue too. I think that the system uh, works in order to separate us when we having so many things in common. And I would try and I would love that through my candidacy, we could make that connection. Because in terms of population, even in the district, if we put the Latinos and the Black community together, we could hold more elected positions, and we could decide what's going to be our destiny here and our future as a state. And but again, the system always try to bring those stones in the road to separate all and put it to fight together.
Mhm.
And I think that I would love, to dream. My campaign is always talking about building a new American dream. I think as a part of that new American dream, we need to sit together and start to working together. It's like not only be in the same boat, is to row at the same direction.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So going to a DC, what if on day one when you go to Washington D.C., if there's, I would say, give me your top three, but just start off on day one. What's the number one priority you have? Maybe a piece of legislation that's already. I mean, we got things. The Voting Rights Act. We have so much going on with this criminal operation called ICE, and just the atrocities that's going on with them. So there's so much. But what would be your day one priority in
So
terms
my
of?
day my
Uh,
day one is provide that economic justice to the people of the district. We need to attack that cost of living, and the way to do that is working on the budget. I know that President Trump's already submit a budget that is just only to bring more money to the defense, the Department of Defense, instead of put that money where it has to be in healthcare, in housing, in good jobs, good paying jobs, in schools, and then work directly with healthcare. I think that our community is really struggling on healthcare.
yeah,
One of the greatest things that President Obama did was the Affordable Care Act. He brought some justice, especially to Black and Latino community to access to healthcare with
yes.
pre-existing conditions. I have a son with autism.
Mm,
So, dealing to getting services and prescription drugs is really hard. And now, they slush all those funds to given to create a personal militia. I call the Gestapo new style for Donald Trump that they call ICE, to divide and to breaking families. And they really don't care if you have paper, you are a citizen. I could be profiled right now.
yes.
I'm brown. My name is Mayra Rivera Vazquez. I speak with accent. So I could be stopped and profiled any day. And they really don't care. And people that working here. So I think, in terms of cost of living, that's gonna be my first choice. Bringing that money, work on that budget, bring the money where they're supposed to go, and working especially with healthcare, because it's a big issue here for our families. hold accountable eyes and make a real investigation and build a real immigration reform, but mostly bring jobs and good jobs and the money where it's needed. That's my goal. Bring a little bit of more peace and success, and for especially for our younger students,
Yeah.
that they could build a career here in the low country. I don't want people leaving the district or the state because they cannot find a good job.
Myra, I want you to speak to something because you'll be able to speak to it because you just alluded to it, and I think it's important that my viewers get a chance to really be placed kind of in your shoes and be able to see the world through your prism in this climate at this moment. You just mentioned that because of your name and your accent, even though you are a U.S. citizen, which that's a whole nother thing. It was like, I'm not even gonna go into Orange Schiller talking about the way he's really disrespected Puerto Rico. It's like, fool, Puerto Rico is the United States, but I digress. But what I would like for you to share is what it feels like, because you just mentioned that there's a constant state of at least consciousness. I'm not even saying fear, but you are an American citizen, but you realize in this climate, you could still be profiled and you're a lawyer, but you could be detained, and people who don't have your education, your skill set as a lawyer, the fact that you are an American citizen, what does that feel like for you? And I'm sure you probably have family members. And I want you to speak to, because there's a sentiment out there that's like, well, a lot of Latinos, they voted for Trump, so they getting what they deserve. But I just want you to speak to what it feels like on a daily basis to live in this climate.
Well, let me tell you some examples. I worked 6 years here as an immigration in an immigration office. And right now, this past weekend, I went to Beaufort County. And instead of going to arrest criminals with fire, I have no problem if you're doing something wrong and you have to be deported, you have to be deported. But they stop working people with working permits, people with permanent resident, and they were going on, to going to work. They stopped in the middle of the street, and then it's not only that they arrest them and then they show in shackles, walking in a plate, in putting in buses and taking out from here, separating families. Is the fact that hundreds of children, they don't know today where the parents are.
Wow.
And then children that going to school and being bullied because they are Latinos. Because that's the example that we have in from the president and his staff and his agencies. So people follow, the leaders. That behavior, they're gonna repeat it here. And people, and especially children, the mental health situation that we have right now, that people, they don't want to go out to work, they don't want to go out to the church because they are really feared that if they get in the car and going to buying groceries, they're going to be arrested.
Wow.
How we could function as a society, as an economy. Let's take out the fact of the human factor. Let's take out the part of the of mental health. Just not talking about dollars and cents. How we could raise as an economy, as a country, if you're taking the people that are really working out of the streets. How you could function as a society. And that was happened during the whole weekend. Nobody wanted to go out. Nobody wanted to do anything because everybody was with fear. You cannot live like that. We saw that in the 30s and in the 40s in other countries.
Yeah.
And the thing
Saw
is
it
that
here. Saw it here. The 30s. Saw it here. Jim Crow in the South. We saw it here.
Your community has been living that for centuries. So it's not nothing that that this is new. Is that they target us today? They're gonna be targeting another group because it's not an issue that is for Hispanics. It's an issue that is talking about human beings,
Thank you.
about human dignity.
Yes.
Because today is me, tomorrow is gonna be you. And that's when I'm talking that we as a group, we need to going together. And we need to deal with issues of cost of living, affordability, but we also need to work in that other factor that is the civil work, that getting out to vote, that have been speaking more louder, that be out there, paying attention, that they know that the streets are listening and are working. And that's the job that we have to do. And that's the job, and that's what I'm running, because we need fighters. I've been a fighter all my life. And that's what we need in Congress, fighters.
I love.
Not people to talk, you know, beautiful things and the law. No, 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 no. We need people, real people, everyday people like me, like you, that we know what challenges mean. We know what struggle means. We know that we always have to fight for something. That's the people that we need in Congress to reorganize this country and bring that power back to the people, because that power always belonged to us.
I love it. Mayra said it's time for some action. Time for talk is over. We need some action.
We heard Congressman Jonathan Jackson when we shared that event the
Mm-hmm.
other night.
Yeah.
He gave the orders, the marching orders. We have to action, and we saw it this week, last week,
Yes,
when
we
we
did.
call everybody to go out to vote, and everybody go out to vote, and we stop our redistricting map. So we have the power. We need to take that back again. Is that there's no time for complacency and staying in home. We need to go out to vote and show them that we are ready, as John Lewis always says, to do the good fight. We are ready for that.
I love it. Mayra, I wish I still lived in your district, but I know people that do, but that's why you're here on the show. Thank you so much, Mayra Rivera Vazquez.
Well, thank you for the time.
Now, before you leave, I want everybody, because campaigns, they need volunteers, they need cash, they need phone banks, and all that, you name it. So let everybody know if they want to know more about you, your campaign, if they want to support your campaign in any way, from volunteering to donating, contributing money, making a contribution. Let everybody know how they can support you in your campaign.
Well, they could go to my page that is Mayra, Mayra number 4 Congress.com. Mayra number 4 Congress.com. And then you could make, we need, in these final days, any contribution help. Gas is too high, and I've been driving everywhere, so I need to pay the gas at least from the car, and we need volunteers to making phone calls. We want that people go out to vote. We still having this week early voting until Friday, 8:30 to 5, and then election day on Tuesday. So call your friends, you go out to vote, but take your neighbors, your son, your grandson, your nieces, nephews. We need everybody to go out to vote, to show to this administration that we are here, that our voice counts, our voice is going to be heard through the vote, especially to my friends of the Latino community. If we want to be heard, we have to vote. This is the power that we have. And again, Mayra for Congress, number 4 for Congress.com. I'm in all social medias outlets. And you could reach me there. Anything that you think that I need to address, I'm still always listening. I've been public servant. I don't have, I just only the spokesperson for a movement behind me that I call my community, that they want a representative now. That's me now. But it's not my campaign. It's the people and the community campaign. So I'm just here to serve, and that's with a lot of honor and a lot of responsibility too.
Mayra Rivera Vazquez, thank you. May God continue to bless and have favor on you and your family.
Thank you so much.
And your campaign. And you have a permanent home here on the show. So early voting, you can go tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. until 5 p.m. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Election Day is next Tuesday. But don't wait till Tuesday, because folks will be playing games and polling places.
They're always an excuse. They're
Yeah.
always an excuse. Let's go out to vote. Let's go out to vote.
Thank you, Mayra. Thank you so much.
Have a good evening.
All right, you too.
Bye.
All right. I'm so glad we finally got a chance to get her. We've been trying to get her on. She's been really busy out campaigning, but very impressive. So thank you again to Mayra Rivera Vazquez. All right, everybody. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you, and especially you. Yes, you, God, most of all. Thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show live Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Central Time, 4:30 p.m. out on the West Coast. Programming note, no live show on Wednesday, June 3rd. I'll be back Thursday and Friday, but the best of the Geno Jones Show will be going on right here at 7:30, and really the best of the Geno Jones Show, any episode from my last 5.5 years, anytime, 24/7, right here on the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. If you missed any of this episode, you'll be able to go back and watch the entire thing. Shout out to Allie Jones. She is the official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check her out. She is Miss LX, the CEO of, check out Lexi, I want to call it, it's not really Lexi Designs, but anyway, you can check her and she's a fashion designer. Check her out. lx.ncl_. lx.ncl_. Because I had to pause, because actually she actually has a new name for her company. And it was because she had a couple names, so we've been having conversations. But Allie and her Lexi Jones collection and designs out. Check her out. lx.ncl_. If you reach out to her, you see some of the designs you like it or whatever, or you have an idea, just reach out to her. Shout out to Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check him out on Instagram, Kel Be Cutting Up, KELBECUTTINUP on Instagram. All right. Like, share, subscribe right now. If you haven't done it, click on that like button. It's so important. Do it. That helps me. That helps my media company. And it helps YouTube, so they want to know. Click on that thumbs up for me. Like, share, subscribe. And one more thing, leave your comments in the comment section below. If you would like to be a sponsor of the show, I'd be honored to have you as a sponsor. If you have any kind of TV ads or campaign ads, you want to run them on the show, you want to advertise, you can reach out to me. So use my email, Geno Jones Show, Geno Jones Show at Gmail, all one word, all together, Geno Jones Show at Gmail. Now, if you want to support my media company, it is so important we support Black-owned media and all of our Black-owned institutions. Nobody's going to tell our story better than us. And these folks don't even want us to tell our story. But I'm going to tell our story, and I'm going to platform and give each other a platform so we can tell our story. We are all we got, but the beautiful thing is not only are we all we got, we are all we need, and we got everything we need when we come together. So please support my media company. Please support the show financially so it can continue to grow, and you can support the show financially via Zelle. Of course, like I said, if you want to be a sponsor or advertise, shoot me an email, contact email. I'll get back with you with sponsorship packages, Geno Jones Show at Gmail. Now, if you want to support the show financially via Zelle or Cash App, you can use Zelle to support the show financially. Use my Gmail I just gave you, Geno Jones Show at Gmail. There you go. Just type in Geno Jones Show at Gmail. No amount is too small or too large. Or you can Cash App your financial support for the show and my media company. Cash App, $Dad G Jones, capital D, lowercase a d, capital G J, lowercase ONES, $Dad G Jones. Once again, no amount is too small or too large. All right. Once again, thank you to Mayra Rivera Vazquez. She is running to represent District 1 in the United States House of Representatives. She is running to be the Congresswoman for District 1 in the United States Congress. So good luck to her. We will see no live show. Once again, no live show Wednesday, June 3rd. I'll be back live Thursday, June 4th. It's going to be 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Central Time, 4:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Thank you, everybody in the chat room. Thank you, everybody, for watching live. I love you. Love is a verb. I don't care what the dictionary says. Real love, like Mary J. said, real love, it is a verb. It is an action word. Show your love, and I love you. We'll see you live Thursday. But go binge watch all my back episodes right now and tomorrow, and we'll be back Thursday live, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Chicago Central Time stand up, LA, Las Vegas, and Portland, Oregon, Seattle, 4:30 p.m. in the afternoon on Thursday.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of The Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.